let me bring some sense into you right now. If you want to know how to get your ex back, the better question to ask yourself actually is, why would you be with someone who doesn't want to be with you? Because let's be real, if they are your ex, it's for a reason. Remind yourself of what that reason is, why it didn't work. I am not here to tell you you can't go back to your ex or you can't live your life. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is ask yourself the real questions behind why do you want to get back with them? What's behind that? What need of yours are you trying to get met with this person who is no longer a part of your life? Does that make sense? Remind yourself of why it didn't work. Remind yourself of the pain. Remind yourself of what happened. Okay? Because sometimes we tend to numb ourselves from the bad things and we only feel the good things because we want to keep the attachment with them. But the thing is that there is something there that's not working, and it is not working for a reason. We tend to forget the bad things. We tend to numb ourselves from the pain in order to keep the connection with someone. That happens a lot, but in this case you need to remember what happened. You need to remember for what reason it didn't work. My philosophy when it comes to relationships is that I try everything during the relationship. I give my all, my 1000%. I try to make it work as much as I can. I give it all. But when I see that I gave my all and it's still not working, then I remove myself from it because I know that I gave it all and it didn't work, so that relationship is not for me. And I know that from an outside point of view might seem really easy, but the truth is that if you gave your everything and your all already and you're still trying to make it work, it means that you're forcing things. And a romantic relationship, true love, a true union does not need to force anything. If you are in a space of forcing things, then it's just not working and you are just attached and stubborn in that relationship because you want to stay. But what are you getting out of it? Because this is not love. This is unhealthy for you to want to go back with someone who doesn't want to be with you, with whom you tried everything and it still didn't work. And let me tell you, we're not here to be in pain, okay? Look at your relationships that you had in your past with your parents, your caregivers. What's the relationship between your parents? What relationship did you have with your parents? Is there abandonment? Is there loss? Is there emotional neglect? You know, because you're carrying that with you into your romantic relationships, and maybe there's a bond there that comes from your past and you're repeating that. You want to keep the connection at all costs because you're so afraid of losing someone, right? But losing someone doesn't mean that there's anything wrong about you. If you don't feel complete without them, if you feel like you cannot live without them, that you're nothing without them, then you have to look at that. Why do you feel like that? Because you were born alone, you will leave this earth alone, you got you, and you're complete on your own. And so why do you feel that you can't be complete without this person? Why does it feel like your life is going to end if this person leaves you? Because let me tell you, this is not love. This is attachment, and this is unhealthy attachment. Forcing something that's not working, it's unhealthy for you and for the other person and for everybody involved. That's called codependency. Is you're depending on someone else to be the source of your happiness, to be the source of your confidence, to be the source of your life, to make your life make sense, right? But you can't depend on anyone else. You can't source your well-being on anyone else because you are going to be unhappy. Other people can't make you happy, and you need to learn that. If you're sourcing your happiness in the external, you're always going to be unhappy because other people can't fulfill all of your needs. You need to be the source of your happiness. You need to be the source of your validation. You need to be the source of love. So you won't be looking for it on the outside and chasing love. You don't deserve to chase love. You deserve someone who loves you and who stays with you and who cares about you and who's present with you and who respects you and who values you. You deserve that. And this person is going to come as long as you value yourself, as long as you respect yourself, as long as you set the boundaries for things that you won't tolerate anymore. Because the truth is, what are you willing to do to get your ex back? Are you willing to be disrespected again? Are you willing to have your boundaries crossed? Are you willing to abandon yourself again? If you say yes to these things, then there's a problem here. You have a problem of self-worth, of self-esteem. You can't go back with someone who has disrespected you over and over and who has shown you that they can't provide for you. They're not a safe space for you. Does that make sense? So the question is not how do you go back with them, is why do you want to go back with them? What's behind that? Because if your reason is that you don't want to be alone, that's not a good enough reason. It's not. You don't deserve to be kept in someone else's life just because they are afraid of being alone, right? So don't do that to other people. If you're afraid of being by yourself, then you need to look at that and you need to confront that. You need to be with yourself more. You need to spend time with yourself. That's the key. Everything that you're afraid of and that you're sourcing on other people to bring you validation, to bring you safety, that's just you showing up from your wounded inner child, and you're carrying patterns from your past of abandonment, of loss, of whatever it is that you have gone through in the past. Now you're afraid of that being repeated, and so you do everything to keep the connection. But a connection with someone does not equal healthy love at all. At all. Because you can have connections that come from a trauma bond. Okay? So ask yourself, what part of you wants to get back with this person? Why do you find safety in being with this person? Why is that? What is this reminding you of from your childhood, from other relationships? Because the truth is, sometimes we find safety in situations that are not good for us, in situations of abuse, in situations of disrespect, in situations of abandoning ourselves, because we did that in the past to keep the connection with our parents. And so that's what we're doing right now with a romantic partner. But that's a trauma bond that's only going to leave you empty. That's only going to leave you unhappy, because that's not love, that's attachment. Okay, you need to make a difference between what is loving someone and what is just being attached to someone. So learn to be by yourself more. Learn to love yourself as you are. Learn to accept yourself as exactly who you are and move on with your life. If they're out of your life, then it's for a reason, it's for a good one. Okay, sometimes we don't understand why the universe, God, whatever you believe in, removes people from our lives, but it is for the best, I guarantee you. And the thing is, if you keep being blocked and you keep just thinking about that person, you're never going to find someone else who actually is a better match for you. And that's the thing we tend to forget, that there are so many people in this life, and the universe, God, can surprise us at any moment. And the thing is, we only see what we want to see. And we're only focused on this one person because it's the one, but that doesn't exist. Okay? If it's an unhealthy attachment, this person is not the one. At least for right now. Right? People don't change. If they disrespected you, if there was abuse in the relationship, then you're better off on your own. And so you need to learn to be by yourself. Maybe for the first time in your life, you need to learn to love yourself, to value yourself, to put yourself first, to understand your self-worth, and love yourself above everything else. That's the key. Once you do that, once you're completely in love with who you are and with your life, then look back and see if you want to be with them. Because I guarantee you, you will not want to get back with them. You will not. If your wounds are talking and your inner child is talking, yes, of course, it's going to be difficult. I guarantee that there's so much more in life than what you're thinking about right now. There's so much more available to you. The thing is, you need to be able to receive that and to become available for it. Let me tell you something else. No one is worth you abandoning yourself for them, for the relationship to work, to please them, to fit in the box of their own perception about who you need to be. No one is worth it. No one. If someone is asking you, explicitly or implicitly, to abandon yourself in order to be with them, that's the most unhealthy relationship, and you don't want to be participating in that. You do not, because you deserve someone who sees you and values you and accepts you just as you are, who doesn't want to change you. If someone wants to change you, then they're out. They're out. Something that I always say is that love, true unconditional love, is freedom. If you truly love someone, you set them free. And that may appear contradictory, but think about it. You don't want to force anyone to be with you. You want someone to be with you because they want to, because they choose you every single day. They choose to be with you, right? That's freedom. Let them the freedom to decide if they want to be with you. And don't make it mean anything about you if someone else doesn't want to be with you. It doesn't mean that you're wrong. It doesn't mean that you're not lovable. That's the biggest mistake that we make. When someone leaves our lives, then we identify with feelings of failure, of there's something wrong with me, I'm not lovable. And all of that becomes our identity, and then we show up in life like that, carrying that energy. You don't want to carry that energy with you in life and in your future relationships. Absolutely not. So if someone leaves you, it doesn't mean anything about you, okay? Don't make it mean something negative about you, because you are the one attaching a meaning to a fact, to an event. It's just a fact, okay? And the fact that they left you doesn't mean something negative about you. You can make it mean something about them. The fact that they're leaving you, it's their loss. Your life continues. Your life moves forward, because if you keep dwelling on the past, if you keep thinking about the past, then you will stay there, and that becomes depression, that becomes sadness. You are elongating your grief for too long. You need to move on from this person, because if you don't, then you will never ever find your happiness somewhere else, because you're looking at the past. Okay, you need to be looking at the future. You need to be looking forward. If they don't want to be with you, move on. That should be enough for you. That should be enough of a sign, if someone doesn't be with you, to move on, because it's not there. You won't find what you need there. So what is it that's missing inside of you that you think the other person has, and that you can't be complete without them? Because that's a lie. Let's be real, that's a lie, okay? So this is a moment where you need to figure it out and find it for yourself, and this can be an amazing, wonderful moment to get into personal development, get to know yourself better, accept yourself, love yourself, value yourself, put yourself first, because at the end, when you do that, you will not want to go back with this other person. And you will attract someone else who's on the same line as you, who has healed, who has been through some things that are, and they're able to now see you and be with you. Does that make sense? And if, for whatever reason, you guys are meant to be, you and your ex, then let the universe do so. Don't force anything. Okay, we're on divine timing here. If the divine wants it to, then you guys will get back together. Okay, but maybe for now, you guys need to take different routes, and that's okay, because before meeting them, you were someone. Okay, you had a life, right? So get your life back together. Get your life back and get yourself together. If they are meant for you, they will make their way back to you. You don't chase, you attract. But you're not going to attract from a point of wounding of my inner child. You're going to attract from a point of, I know my worth. I won't lower my standards for anyone. I won't abandon myself for anyone. I'll be true to myself. Okay? I'm going to tell you a story. When I was 22, I bought myself a ring, this ring, with the savings that I had. And I promised myself that I will never let myself down. I will never abandon myself. And I wear it every single day. And it's a reminder for me of the fact that I always come first. So please do not abandon yourself for anyone. It's not worth it. You will lose yourself. You will lose your mental health, your passion. It's not worth it. Well, I hope you guys like this video. I hope that you could take something valuable from it. Let me know in the comments what you think, and give it a thumbs up if you liked it. I will see you in the next one.